kind of cry I cried after that period, before my mom's death, I'd prayed that she would die. It was so bad. I won't lie. I could not recognize my mom. I don't want to go through it again. My attachment game is very oh my god.
I rather not get so close.
Bro, money cannot leave. If money leave, we'll pursue it. There's a way we'll pursue it and we'll meet it back. But woman, me, I should not be begging mommy that please stay. Different shades of how my mom died. What led to her death? What if it's spiritual? What if it's psychological? Okay. What if it's general? What if it's generational? What if it's genetic? If I find answers to them now, next week, ask me again. I'll be confused again. I always felt like most of the things that happened to me wouldn't have happened if she didn't die. So if nobody tells me, well done, I feel like I'm not doing well. It was looking like I had to work to earn it. It was killing. You want everybody to know what you went through. You want everybody to see that you are in a very bad state.
We can be so lost in the situations that we find ourselves in that we are unable to see ourselves beyond.
When you find yourself in self-pity, it is time to heal.
That's where the balance is.
Yeah.
Because in the story of a lot of people dwells the beautiful solution to a lot of problems that other people are facing. You're not in it alone. It's time for us to hear the real stories. It's time for those voices to come out. That's what Voice of Comfort is all about. Hello guys. Hi. Wow. I have a very emotional story to start with today. I'm excited. But you know those sober kind of excitement where you're excited but you're just so calm. That's where I am. So someone reached out online and then she was like, I saw what you're doing and it's so great and I want to share a story. That's amazing, right? But that's not it. It is the person. Like, I didn't know back then in school that... Did we ever talk? So this is... Okay, all right. Don't let me start my rumble. So this person, Esther, we're in school together in the same fellowship, last CF. I was not the most involved person back then. So I was the behind the scenes person like I always actually naturally like to be. But having to have someone from there reach out and say, hi, I see what you're doing, I like what you're doing, and I feel like I have a story to tell the world, a story of what is possible if you give yourself the opportunity to. It's so humbling. And so I would rather have us get to it. Hello, people. Let me introduce to you Esther. Hello, Esther.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. See how beautiful smile. And that dimple, I've always known that what I knew you for was the girl with that very deep dimple. It was so deep. I don't think it's as deep as I remember it to be anymore.
No.
It was deeper, right?
No, yeah, it was deeper.
Hey, what happened? So dimples can disappear.
Yes, yeah, they do. They disappear. Now I don't even have hair anymore. It's just hair.
To disappear.
I don't know. I think the more I don't know. Some people, the more the cheek goes in, like sometimes you lose weight, sometimes you add weight. So when you add weight, sometimes it covers up the dimples, and sometimes when you don't,
it was so deep. It was like that girl with the very deep dimple.
And it's not my hair anymore. It's not hair, and it's not as deep. So I think I've added weight.
Okay. Well, now you're beyond the girl with the very deep dimple. Now she is Esther the shopper.
Yes.
Like she does so amazingly well. When you started, I was like, oh my God, I never knew that someone could start a business from doing something like this. But beyond that, like just from viewing your status and other things like that, I saw how passionate you were about it. And I was like, wow, God, you did create too. Because if I can do it without going to market in a year at all, I would be the happiest person in the world.
You have it.
And to see that someone else enjoys it
yeah,
and is able to make a business out of it. Wow. You know how people used to say that the idea of there's no money is a lie.
Yeah,
It's
it
because you have
is.
not been able to.
Like, sit down.
And then the idea of, oh, I'm not skilled, I'm not blessed, there's nothing I can do. Like the way I'm just, is it? I don't. I just feel you just need to
Yeah.
explore yourself
Actually,
in depth
yeah.
and then find
Find what
who
you
you are,
want.
what you enjoy doing. Then
Yeah.
think out a way to make something out of
Out
it.
of it. Yes.
How did you even figure it out?
Okay, so I actually okay. I actually didn't know that people were already in the business thriving. I didn't know that maybe there
I
is
promise
anything
you, I
like
didn't know before you too. Before knew that you were doing it.
honestly, I was still doing 9 to 5. I was working in a financial institution, and no, I mean even when I started the business. So how I came about it was when I prayed that because I'd worked with financial institutions even before then. I'd produced. I was into cakes, catering, and all of that. Then I sold courses. Like everything was just overwhelming. So I was not feeling fulfilled. You know when you finish working and you feel used. So I wasn't feeling fulfilled at all. Then I just asked God that, I cannot do without making money because I love business. I love business. I told God that, I can't do without making money. And I'd started doing business since I was 9. I always want to do something in exchange for money. Yes, I was always giving value in exchange for, I love it. So I prayed. And after about a month, it just occurred to me that maybe I'm already going to shop for people.
Oh, you were already doing
Yeah,
that.
people would call me to ask, "Can you let's visit today? Can you help me get this? I don't have time. Can you quickly help me
Remember there was
get
a time you
this?"
helped me get
Yes.
soap, ori, those kind of
Yes.
things.
So
Yeah.
normally I like joint deliveries, joint bulk shopping. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just tell me what to buy. I go to the market, get it. Excuse me, and I come back. So then um I didn't even know that I was going to like monetize it fully. I was still doing 9 to 5. I never knew that you went to school now
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's now calling you around gay. Like you don't even want to think about it. Be like, no, that's not me being classy. Do
Mm-hmm.
you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I felt that way. I felt like why would I be doing errand?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a graduate. only for me to only for me to apply for another job. I got it, and I started working on that job. And 1 year down the line, I felt stuck. I felt like there was a need to do another year
Mm-hmm.
to know if I would be promoted or not. Like it was as if I was trying to show them that I am worthy of
Okay, yeah,
promotion
you're
or
valuable.
worthy, I'm valuable, I'm good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Oh, to be a permanent staff.
yeah, to be a permanent staff. I wanted to be a permanent staff. So I thought of it again because even while I was working tirelessly on that job, I was shopping. I had people I was serving steady. So during the holidays, during festive period, I was always and I was not tired though. I was not tired. I'm serious. I don't even know how I scaled through for over a year. So after that year, I just felt okay. I'm going to give myself the same year I'm supposed to have to build another brand to like work for a company. Let me build my business. Let me see what comes out of it. Funny enough, I even had no idea people were already thriving. So it was a colleague that sent a link to me that check this person on Instagram. This is exactly what you do. You can reach out to her. That was how I started. And then I reached out to her. She was like, do you know this other person? Do you know this other person? I joined the community. Oh. And before
Oh,
you know
there is a
it,
community.
yes. So if I need something, I'll just send them. If once I get a list and I have no idea where to get it, I'll just send them a message. Alpha guys, where can I get this? Even if it's in Abuja, anywhere in Nigeria, you start hearing this thing. I have a vendor in Port Harcourt. I have like they are so supportive. So that was how I got into the business, and it's been very awesome since then.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Considering the story that you shared with me, which is what you said, which is the foundation for which you're able to find the essence of healing. I have seen how people go through trauma and go through things growing up and throughout their lifetime that they get so
I
clouded.
get.
We can be so lost in the situations that we find ourselves in that we're unable to see ourselves beyond.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, okay, beyond this person that is struggling to make ends meet, that is struggling to prove ourselves worthy in this workplace, can you see how much you love shopping? Can you see the possibilities of? Do you want to delve into that story? Let me just hand it over to
Oh
you.
my God. Oh my God. So before I say anything about that, wow. Where do I start? It's
Maybe you can start
overwhelming.
from what it was like before you found yourself.
Okay, so I would call it a general issue. It's finances.
Okay.
Like for every young adult, everybody wants to be financially stable.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
everybody wants financial freedom, no matter how much we want to sugarcoat it. So, and that's why most people are working. Like that's why most people are working. They are not working because they have passion for what they do.
So true. Even I realize, even people that go to school to study certain things, most people study just to have the certificate, not because they're particularly interested in the course of study.
Exactly. And some people actually study those courses. Some people actually study those courses so that they would have like they would have access to more employment because if you
Yeah,
this field
will
is
connect me
would
to more
connect me
profitable, connect me to more profitable organizations where I'll be able to earn more.
and
It's like,
more.
okay, what will I earn in this
Yeah.
industry? Not exactly, okay, how interested
How
am I in what
interested,
is
how
going on?
passionate am I
Yeah,
in this line?
yeah.
That's why most people study one thing and they're doing something else. And they're like, you know what? After service, you just drop it away. What have I even been doing safe? Do you understand? So like I said, I've always liked to exchange things for like value for money. I've always loved it. Before, I think I was 7 when I learned how to climb guava tree. And I remember that the first thing I ever sowed was guava, guava fruit. I used to climb the tree to go and pluck, and I would sell, and I'd have money. Like I would not be keeping the money. I would not want to spend it. As a child, I was 8, no 9, when I started business. So sometimes I would take out some money, buy soap. I think then I would buy soap for 15 naira. I think one derica. Then I'll now put it in small, small portions for 5 naira in the village. Then, in fact, the story is even long. Say that village story is very, very long. Okay, so at some point in my life, I was in the village setting.
Okay.
So I had to, not like I wasn't eating well, but it was just a hobby to want to exchange something for money.
A
So
desire to be profitable.
yeah, so I always wanted to do that. So that was how I started. And I am a very restless person. If you know me very well, I don't stay on one spot. If I'm not learning something here, I'm out. Like if I'm not in church listening to service, if I'm not in a fellowship listening to, you cannot see me walking up and down doing. Do you get? I'm that kind of person that I want to be very, very profitable where I am. I don't want to be found idle. So I think it's a natural thing for me. So when I found myself, I don't know if I should mention if it's a bank.
A bank? When you found yourself in a
Yeah.
bank?
So when I found myself in a banking setting and I had to be a customer service representative,
Dum.
the
The way you
first
calm down
problem
was
I
like,
had, the first problem I ever had was sitting down for long. How? Why will I sit down from 8 a.m. to 3? Why?
oh, you close at 3?
Yes.
I thought they closed at 4.
By the special grace of thank God, safe that is 3, because that 3 I would have stood up like 10 times to go and urinate. So I did not like I enjoyed the job. I enjoy, like, you can't, hardly will you see me in a place where I don't enjoy, or where I don't enjoy what I do. But am I passionate? Am I about it? Am I passionate? Am I sure? It was a serious struggle for me. So I kept telling myself, okay, you want to become a permanent staff, so just calm down, you write the exams. So I was very, very attentive, very studious, everything, GMATs, 100. I was very, very studious. I was teaching people. I got to the exam hall and I forgot formulas. I forgot how to calculate. I bought a scientific calculator. For you to know how serious I was, I bought a scientific calculator for that reason. And I missed 4 marks. There's this particular passage, Philippians 4:6, that sorry. So there's one particular passage, Philippians 4:6, that be anxious for nothing, but
in
with
everything,
prayers and
through prayer and
supplications,
supplication,
make your request
known
known.
unto God.
I've made my request. So I'm somebody that I feel like, okay, if you want to make my request, okay, if you want your own way to be done, why are you telling me to make my request known? I used to have that kind of fight with God, and it took a while. So there was a day in church. In fact, then I wasn't even listening. And then in church, my pastor was like, why are you gloomy because God has said no to a particular situation? Why don't you look at doors that God has already opened? It was as if it's me, pastor was talking to, and I'm like, God, so this is the part. Okay, I'm listening. That was when a colleague sent that link
Okay. For you to check out the shop.
for me to check. Immediately I checked out. Before then, I didn't know how to post. I didn't know what to be posting. How will I go to should I be posting what? I don't know what to post. I wasn't even conversant with the social. I don't like social media. So I was, how do I start? Where do I go? How now? This is punishment. And I'll still be doing video again. Do you think it's easy? That was when I saw that she actually had a prize. And I'm like, I am encouraged. In fact, when I got into the community, I just told her immediately that guy, babe, you inspire me. That's the truth, because that's the reason I'm still in the business. And because of passion, the fact that I'm not a stable person. I'm not. If I'm not doing anything here, I'm already disturbed. I'm already feeling like, can we live here? I'm that kind of person. I don't know if I will attend my wedding. I tell people a lot. I'm that serious. I'm serious. If I'm not doing anything again, please, can we go home? Yes. Maybe there will be no reception. We just
I'm sorry.
I'm serious. I'm serious. So I'm serious. If the husband want to keep greeting people, no problem. You meet me at home.
Take the husband.
The husband. I'm serious. So,
well, I think the beauty of that is that whoever is going to marry you is going to know you.
I cannot be in one place. I cannot be in one place at I do.
Yeah.
So if I saw all the customer service period as a time when I think God just needed me to chill. When immediately I saw that, okay, it's time to move. The way I moved, my Oga was asking, my direct boss was asking me that, so why don't you wait a little and maybe find a job and all of that. I didn't know I was going to business. I thought I was going into another banking job. I already wrote exams. It was already set. For you to know that God was very, very intentional. God wanted me to leave that place. God was very sure of this one. So, and I was there because maybe let me just wait more. The same way everyone who wants growth, especially financial growth, wants to stay on a spot till they are sure that, okay, something is up somewhere else before they leave. But I felt like I've written exams. What else? They'll just send me offer letter, and I was there. And my boss was even telling me, I said, sir, I don't know if I can get a leave of 1 month, because I need to rest, sleep, do think about something else apart from this place. So I was sure. I'm sure that if I had gotten maybe a month leave, I would have maybe been able to come back, because I missed that place. But I felt like, can I? First of all, I was very, very overwhelmed. I felt like, can I just
get a break first?
Get a break. I'm that kind of person. I may not be able to process a lot of things when I'm under pressure.
In the middle of, yeah.
So I want to So I can even be having panic attacks
Yeah, I
because
can
of
see
it.
your hands are shaking.
So I can be having panic
Even just
attacks
talking about it.
just talking about it. So I love the job, but I wasn't comfortable with the position. Excuse me, position as in mental position, psychological position. I was not sure where I was going. I was not sure if my growth there was sure. I wasn't sure if everything I was putting into the company was going to yield. have I've been in when I left, it's recent. When I left and I faced my business, I've seen growth, like serious rapid growth. So I felt like God actually had already called me into business, judging from how I've always liked exchanging value for money.
It's so interesting. You know, when you talk about it from your childhood and then you talk about your love for being active, right? Uh, Makes me curious. What was growing up like?
Yeah, I mean, right from childhood, I can't even tell when I started washing plates. I think I started washing plates when I was 2. I'm serious because
Okay.
so my mom was very active. She she's I don't know her as such. Like I never really got to meet her as a child to parent kind of meeting.
Okay.
I just saw her as mommy before we lost her. So she was very active, very so because we see her as a very active person, we also want to, also want to do like mommy. So everybody's cooking, you want to cook. God, I love cooking. Just seeing her cook. When people do things and you want to, you feel so inspired to do what they do because of the kind of passion they put in it. She washes plate like it's paper. Like she just saying paper. She will grind. At 7, I had already learned how to blend pepper with grinding stone. I
Was that the
already
village? You
no.
mentioned village.
No, it was not village. Oh, it was in the city. She had a grinding stone and a pistol and mortar. She had it. So she was very, very active. She was a very active person. I was always sleeping after her, waking up after her. Sleeping before her, waking up after her. I've never
Seen her
really
sleep.
seen my mom sleep.
Oh wow.
I've never I never knew they used to wash toilets because she would wash the toilet when she was bathing and nobody
Oh.
would know. So the toilet was always neat. I didn't know that they used to wash it. Me, I didn't know. It was when we lost her that I was like, okay. So they used to do something there too. So it was very, but I don't know. I don't know if I should say thank God that I wasn't too old to realize all that. So my mom, so yeah, after so yeah, judging from how I am a very, very active person, yeah, I think I took it from my mom. And also, I think not every active parent has active children. Do you
True.
understand? So I feel like maybe it's in the gene or maybe because of the way she portrayed it or something. So after we lost her, she died when I was 9, like few days after I clocked 9. I was the only one with her. She went back to her parents' place
In the village.
for in the village for maybe some heal treatments, local treatments and all. So my mom is this faith-filled person, or was this faith-filled person that was always saying, it is well, I will not die, and all of that. And I'm not sure she was really, really, I'm not sure she paid so much attention to medical treatment. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm not so sure. I think I'm going to have that conversation with my dad. So I'm really not so sure. So um sorry.
Just take your time. It's fine.
Uh, so yeah. So after we lost her when I was 9, I mean that was a few days after my birthday. It was very, very difficult because till now, first, I don't I for about 10 to 15 years after then, I did not enjoy my birthdays because I was always feeling like why did she have to die that this period? why did she have to die? And there was something I also learned during that period. It was the fact that I had to live through shock. Do you understand? So there's this people don't talk about this a lot. The kind of shock that comes with grief.
Yeah.
So now this it's not about maybe the person died immediately or the person died suddenly. I'm talking about the shock that why do they have to leave? Like this was not the plan. So you have to continue living in that plan and the person has to be out of the plan. And you're like, at every point, the person is missing. So, first of all, as a 9-year-old baby girl, I was first of all thinking about that. Okay, we can manage. I shall cried. The kind of cry I cried after that period was more painful, or is more painful because till now it's still painful.
Yeah, because the realization now dawned in.
Like that's when it now dawns on you. Is that English correct? That so it dawns on you that you are alone. And that shock comes with a lot of self-pity. Let me talk a little bit about how our death like affected my activities. So after her death, I had to go live with different other people. So there was this place that the only thing I found interesting was working hard. I was always wanting to work hard, although I lived based on approval. So I was like addicted to approvals. I was addicted to approvals in the sense that
Commendations.
yeah, commendations. So that was the only place where I got acknowledged. Yeah, that was the only place where I got accolades or thank yous. Like, wow, the house is so neat. Wow, you're such a good girl. So it felt like I had to give something.
Was your mom very keen on that?
Like
growing up.
So my mom did not make it look like you have to do something before you earn her trust or happiness or pride. My mom was okay by herself. She does not need your help in the kitchen.
Okay.
So if you help, you are going to be praised extra. But the fact that you don't help does not mean you're not praised. If you tell her that, woman, I cannot wash, please, you go and wash it. As you tell you, see, I will reduce your food this night. You will know that you will know that it's painful to her for you to have done that. So you don't want to disappoint her the next time.
Yeah.
Dealing with my mom was very easy. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to paint. Dealing with my mom was very easy. By the time I went into other relationships, like child to adult relationships with other people, especially older women, it was very difficult for me to please them.
So what I'm trying to find out is where you got the connection of doing these hard works to get the accommodation, right? Could it be because she saw this is not necessary?
Yeah, I get.
But could it be because she saw how she was, like, how doing those little things, although she's not exactly looking for it, but how it always got you oh, you're doing well?
Yeah.
Could that be what you craved for from those people and then brought in your active engagement in those kind of activities in other people's house?
No. I am hardworking like that.
Okay.
Like, I don't need anybody to tell me it's okay, it's not fine.
Oh, okay. So you just desired to just help those people?
Yeah, to just help, to just be... I was really out there. I wasn't paying attention to me. Since childhood, I wasn't paying attention to whatever I think. Okay. I was more comfortable with what other people,
yeah.
how to please, is this person happy with my presence in their lives? I want to overdo it. I want to. Like, happily, I will even tell you that anything you want, if you don't like me again, tell me. I'm that kind of person. I used to be that kind of person. And that's because I found out that I got used to, oh, she's a very, very hardworking person. I got used to it. I started drawing my strength from there. So my mom, I think the morning of her death, she woke me up with Esther. She said, Esther is a very intelligent lady. Like, so at that time, she was not okay anymore. Like, I saw her go through it was cancer. So I saw her go through as a child, like all through my 8 years, but like my 8th year was not funny. I saw her go through all the stages, that last stage of cancer, the fact that it affects your brain, affects your heart, the person begins to bleed, and they become very tiny. Like, yes, you would literally be seeing bones. Do you understand? The only difference between a dead person and the bones is the fact that they are still talking and moving. They cannot even move. Like, they were literally being carried. Oh God. So the only thing she could do was to talk. So she was saying things like, Esther is a very hardworking person. Esther is a very hardworking person. Esther is a very good girl. Esther is a very intelligent girl. Esther is a very this. And she was now crying. She was now saying, take care of your younger ones. I don't think I can make it too. That was what woke me. So I got that easily from my mom, and I didn't see it as something I had to work to earn. Do you understand? It's just like saying it doesn't take a trophy to make God proud. You don't have to be a pastor to be God's son. You already joined heirs with Christ. Do you understand? So I'm that kind of person that I already have that mindset that I am a very hardworking person. Whatever you like, you say, it's fine. But then, when I was still not healed, I had been through that stage whereby if nobody tells me, well done, I feel like I'm not doing well. I feel like I'm not doing well. I feel like maybe there's something else I'm not doing right. And the truth is, it was looking like I had to work to earn it. So it was killing. Honestly, it was seriously killing.
How did you get out of it?
How I got out? Ha! So first of all, I'll talk about the two traits, very bad traits that I got from there. And it was, first of all, self-pity. And the second one was that shock I talked about earlier, where you have now decided that anybody can leave. You have made up your mind that if this person can leave, I'm done. Do you understand?
Oh, like getting so used to the idea of people not staying.
Do you understand? So, and it was more painful because I was the only girl. I'm the only girl. So, others
You're
could
the
not
first child.
relate. No, second. Others could not relate. Like, everybody was going through their own shades of, including my dad, everybody. So, it's even now I look back and I'm
People
like,
grieve differently.
do you get? And it's now I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, these guys are strong. I'm serious. Like, imagine all those things going on in my head and every other person is going through all that. Actually, my dad had known her long before me. So, including my siblings, if I the ones that don't even meet her at all. So, she be me, I even see met her. The ones that, my last one was going to 3. Right? Yes, when she died. My last one was not yet 3 when she died. So, it means that one cannot even
don't even
remember
have a
anything.
memory.
Nothing. So now, at least, I'm even blessed to even have the memory. I don't know. Maybe that was why I got really... The truth is, even if I didn't, everybody will have one shade of why did she still have to go. So because of that shock, I had to settle with the fact that I'm not going to be this shocked again in my entire life. The last time that thing happened to me after my mom's death was when another mother figure died. And that one was a sudden death. The way I screamed, even me, like for about 6 months, I was like, is it a dream? I kept wiping my face out. No, it's not possible because she died suddenly. Like we had spoken, everything was fine, and then we heard, this person was involved in an accident and she died immediately. Like we had no, we all want to have this last conversation with this person.
Yeah.
We all want to say, so how do you feel? Okay, can we go to the hospital? We want to see that fear. We want to see that the fact that they actually don't want to leave us.
You want to be able to know them.
You want to be sure that they did not go because they wanted to. Even if we know, we want to be sure. So there's just this psychological attachment we have to what is their own side of the story. What is their own side of the story? I wish that I had that conversation with my mom. I know that she might have been thinking that, oh, this girl is too small. She might not need to hear all the details. But I wish that I had that conversation with her. When she died and I saw her corpse, it was still very, very fresh. And she was just, her eyes were open. I was now like tapping at that. Mommy, what's up now? Mommy.
Oh, no one knew. You were the one that found her.
No. People knew. People were already wailing. Like I was asleep.
Oh, okay.
So it was at night. It was in between. I think she died exactly 12 midnight. So I think past 12, I was awake. People were already shouting because she's the first one of a very, very massive household. So it was really big. Like people were around me. I was asleep. It felt so bad that I felt like she died in my hands. Maybe it would have been a little bit more consoling. So over time, I always felt like most of the things that happened to me wouldn't have happened if she didn't die. So that shock, I don't want to go through it again. So because of that, my attachment game is very, oh my God.
I rather not get so close.
Bro,
when you're ready to
me,
leave,
I'm close, very close. The moment I start seeing, like in advance, I'm already seeing that you're going to do something bad. I'm already just seeing you that don't be unfortunate. I'm serious. If you're going to do something bad in 5 years, I would have told you, well, I know that people usually leave. So if you leave, don't be scared. I understand that it's a normal thing. I'm serious. People in my life know this. I'm serious. I'm serious. So most of the people in my life now, they stayed. Not like I made them stay. They just decided. Because me, I've detached myself since before I met you. So I'm that kind of person. I mean, I'm learning to be more intentional because I realized that adulthood does not avail you the period and time to like make time for people. Especially when you now start making money. Adulthood does not give you that space. Since we graduated.
I think that life would always be life in, like the way they call it. And it is not adulthood that does not give you the time. It is your understanding of lives and priorities. If you make it a statement that this is significantly relevant to me,
I understand
you would
your
make
point.
time.
Wonder, I get. What I'm saying is you have to be extra intentional.
I think you have to be extra intentional about anything, including making money.
Well,
so you'd be one that would say, okay, this is my hierarchy. So if relationship is here, you will give it the time it needs. If money is here, you will give it the time it needs. So it's wherever.
This is a relationship anybody can live. So money cannot live. If money leave, we will pursue it. There's a way we will pursue it and we'll meet it back. But woman, me, I should not be begging mommy that please stay.
No. Why? Because they may die and leave you.
No, like it's just.
You're laughing, but it's actually serious.
Yeah, it is, right? It is. And I was talking to someone recently that lost her dad. And I'm like, you are strong. I can't lose my dad. I can't. I don't know how. He's growing old, but no, you go nowhere. Do you get? I can't. So before my mom's death, I'd prayed that she would die
Oh.
because I was not okay with the situation. It was so bad. I won't lie. It was very, very bad. She was literally dead. Honestly, I could not recognize my mom. She was literally not speaking straight. She wasn't. She was not looking like my mom anymore. So I'm like, God, if you cannot heal this woman, you know what to do now. Don't stress her too much. That's what I said. That was days before she died. I was still 8. So I was crying. Seriously. And I told God that if you won't heal her, this pain is too much. You know when you wake up with pain. I don't know what to call that thing. Where the sounds that people make when they're in pain. Yes.
Groaning.
Serious one. Seriously. And she would be crying. You can't help her. Do you get? If it's organ that she needs now, no, we can at least try. But this time around, it was already settled that this one, the possibility of her staying alive for maybe another year is very, very low. So even she had already made up her mind and she was like, she wants to die at home and all of that. It was very funny. Or should I say very sad? So yeah, so the first thing was shock. The second one was self-pity. This is a very, very interesting trait because you want everybody to know what you went through. You want everybody to see that you are in a very bad state. So you start painting to people that your life is not good. You start making people see a facade of something. You know, when you push to people that that I am, what's that word? I am very unfortunate. I'm not unfortunate. I'm serious. That's what self-pity does.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's the way you instantly said I'm not fortunate that I just took there.
No, I'm not. I'm no more a self-pity. I'm no more self. I'm no more into self-pity. English is hard. So yeah, I realized that, okay, so it took a while for me to understand that when you find yourself in self-pity, it is time to heal. Like it's a call to haste.
Get up.
Because it's like when car is passing, they now splash water on your body. You now decide to go and swim inside the water. Yeah. I mean, that's what self-pity does.
Yeah.
So that's what self-pity does. Self-pity will not make you see the bright side. Self-pity will make you see
the pool of dirty water.
That's why most people commit suicide. Not because they don't have supportive friends or they don't have people, there are so many blogs that you can read, that you can go on, log on to read and you'll be fine. There are books. Why do people not do that? There are people that you can talk to that I feel this way. See, even if some people are very, very, they are sadists, you cannot call 5 people and they'll be the same thing. At least one of the 5 people will be sensitive to what you're saying and they will tell you the right thing. In fact, you can even pray that God lead me to someone that will. There's this prayer I pray. Help my heart. There's a way you pray that prayer that it will look like they pour water. God, I'm serious. Like, God, just help my heart.
And one thing that prayer does is that it brings your mind to a state of mindful calm. So it's like you're calling yourself to rest. It's like literally a call to order. Like, help my heart, help my mind, help my soul. Aside from saying, okay, you are calling on God, who is the supreme being, to come and step in and help you. You are also calling your heart to focus on what really needs to be focused on. Because for you to be able to make that kind of prayer, which means there is at least a willingness to deviate your attention from the pool of water to, okay, what can I do with this clothes?
Yes,
Yeah.
because now you have realized that where you are is not where you want to be, and that's all you need for God to help you.
That's the big thing.
So, self-pity is a disease that a lot of people are wallowing in and they're not aware. I'm talking about young people mostly. I'm not saying that every we have all graduated from it. It happens once in a while, and sometimes you want to push yourself back to that is, no, we are not doing that.
That's enough.
So that's why you need to. That's a call to healing. That's a call to. Why do I talk like this? Why do I
Why am I
sound
so
like
quick to want to share all the things
all
that
the
are
things that
happening
are
in my life
bad?
that are not so
There's
good?
this book I read, Eat That Frog. There's a towards the end of it says that do not share your problems. Now, I'm not saying that there's a way that statement resonates with me. Not like I shouldn't share my problems, but I shouldn't position myself to be pathetic. No. I know
You
of
shouldn't wallow in it.
don't wallow. I know of people who, after going through very ridiculous situations, you are asking yourself that you are asking them, and I'm very, very bold about it. I usually ask people, why did you do this thing? I'm not somebody that will just judge you. I want to ask you, why would you? Because people that make mistakes have their reasons for making that decision, right? So you want to be sure what their perspective is so that you can like try to understand and maybe chip in one or two. So I asked someone one time, I don't want to explain the situation. And I asked her, why are you doing this to yourself? And she said, do you know what I went through at home? Do you know what my parents have neglected me? I'm like, but what have you done to yourself? That's what your parents have done to you.
Yeah.
That's what this person has done to you.
Yeah.
That's whatever they did to you, they will explain and you will even agree with the explanation.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the funny thing about going through trauma, because I think it's not new. Everybody hears the saying of hurt people, broken people break people. Like, it's literally a chain of effects, a chain of reactions. Like, the fact that you're so hot and so burnt and so down makes you unconsciously rub it off on other people.
Yes.
So, the ability of the person hurting to look beyond the hurter and say, okay, this has happened. It shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It was really painful.
Yes.
It's devastating.
Yes.
It's horrendous.
Yes.
I feel bad. I feel horrible.
Yeah.
I feel used. I feel whatever I feel. But this is not me.
Exactly.
This is not all that I am. This is not
Exactly.
what life depicts for me. This is not my everything. There is more to me beyond this particular moment. How do I get out of it? What do I need to do? Do I need to reach out to people? Do I need to study more? Do I need to go on a break? What do I need to do
What
to
do I
get
need to
out of this
do?
space? To get out of this. I even if you notice, I consciously started with first acknowledging the situation. Because I think one of the mistakes that people make is avoiding the situation. So you see people that want to be like,
They'll run away.
they just act like it never happened. So they're just moving on with life. And you will know, I guess this analogy in the last session. No, wait. But maybe to say that we're laughing not because we are looking down on it, but you know how it's easier to go through pain with laughter. That's what we are doing.
Honestly.
So you know, I get this analogy of avoidance being the kind of situation where it's like there's a dead rat in a room with you.
Yeah.
But you're like, you do not die.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. So you look away. But then, initially, it's just a dead rat that is just looking horrible. But with time, the smell starts to tickle your nose. And then with time, the maggot starts to walk out of it. And then with time, it's like you start to see flies, but it's still in your room. And you say, no. Maybe you just use cloth and cover it. No, I'm just going to avoid it. Nothing happened. But then you start seeing it in the way you snap at somebody, the way you just instantaneously get angry, the way you jump into conclusions, the way you sometimes you just burst into tears and you're just crying, but you don't really understand why you're crying.
Why?
Sometimes it's just there is no way you have a rat for days and to not start the smell alone. You walk in and it's like,
It's choking.
right? Yeah. There is, most people find it hard to embrace the journey that comes with grieving.
Ah.
We are not
Honestly.
saying it never happened. We're not saying that it's not painful. It's very painful. It's very burdensome. But if you don't attend to it, every time they tell you you have a headache, you can fall into anxiety thinking you're about to die too. Because maybe the person that died
Yes.
started with a headache. Every time someone that is close to you sneezes, you can just run into panic. Every time somebody is coming close and the person is loving you, you can get so fearful, like, oh, this person is
Yes.
about to die and leave me too.
Yes. Do you understand?
Just because you didn't attend to it.
Just because you didn't, yes.
Just because you've not been able to
Yeah.
embrace the
Embrace
process
the
of grieving.
So so moving on from that level of, or that state of wallowing in self-pity, I actually
Okay.
I learned about depression a very hard way, and I realized that I was depressed when I'd started reacting physically.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't even know.
ouch.
So I was actually
Ouch.
like practically helping other people out. Because I feel, if I've lost a parent, if I've done this, if I've been through, like, see that
Human
losing,
mechanic.
losing that parent is not even the problem. Is moving on from that place and then moving into other spaces that you have to manage the emotion alongside all the other emotions that are coming. Like all the other emotions, all the other aggressions that are coming in with where you are coming from. And somebody's now not being nice. When you are also going through what you're going through, but you're just fine. And it's not showing on your face. So, and when they told me,
And the sad part of that is, sorry to cut to button, but the sad part of that is when you then step into situations that are happening at the moment, you find it difficult to detach them from situations that had happened in the past.
yes,
So it's like something is happening now, there are things happening, someone is annoying you now. But you cannot see that this person is just annoying you because of what
now,
happened yesterday.
yeah,
Your emotions immediately connect it to how maybe people started treating you when you lost your mom, how those people that you had to live with were behaving to you, how you had to do all the chores and how to get all the validations and all the encouragements
Do you
and all.
understand?
It's like your world just there now becomes this cobwebs of activities all
Yes,
around.
like a roller coaster, like something is happening over, like what's going on? Am I a bad person? Am I so, why is life against me? Why am I this? And by the time I realized, so all these things you just said, like just explained how I felt at a particular time in my life. And so, yeah, explaining depression, I didn't know. A lot of people are actually going through depression without them knowing. And I actually went into that not knowing. I was in 400 level and I would sleep tired, wake up more tired. I would sleep with my belt, shoe, everything on without remembering how I slept. You know, when you sleep and it's when you wake up, you now realize that you slept. So I was so not okay mentally, but I was trying to be very fine. Oh. I was very okay. I was writing my project, did very well, but I was always having this constant headache. It was not headache, it was pain, head pain. So it was as if something was in my head, but it was not there. So it was now connected to my back, my nerves, my body, my soul. So I started from school. I was diagnosed of somatic. I was diagnosed of somatic symptoms disorder, SSD, and the guy that attended to me told me that it might be anything, it might be cancer. I'm like, no, please let's not talk about cancer because of
Triggers.
yeah. I'm
I
like,
can
no.
imagine what's going on in your head, like, brrr, like, oh my God.
So then I was like, no, let me finish projects first now, Abi. So I finished projects. In fact, that particular drug, I mean, antidepressants are not drugs that you can just buy. So I would get the prescription signature from doctor before I get it. And then it got to a point where, so when I went to serve, I had to go to UCH to go and go to clinical psychologist to understand what is going on with me. Because I was already having nightmares. I was already hallucinating. I was already soliloquizing. So I was already, when you sleep and the house is burning, you don't know. So I would cook and I would sleep. Me, I don't sleep. But I should now sleep. A house will be, my food will be burning. I will not remember. I will not know. Like I will just off. You know when you just go off, you just switch off. And when you are awake, you are active. You cannot rest. If I'm not doing anything, I'm shaking. Like, funny enough, if you see my hand, I'm not shaking, no. But inside, I'm like, what is going on? Why am I? I would not be worried. So by the time I had to go to UCH, they not told me, oh, this is what is wrong with you. This is what you have to deal with. I was so not interested. I laughed. The first time I heard it, I laughed. I'm like, how will I be depressed without my knowledge? It's not possible now. They now started asking, I now started going through therapy. And I started going through therapy. And I started having therapy sessions with me. Okay, how are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Okay, where are your parents? I didn't even know what to say at that time. But it was very interesting because I was able to calm my nerves. There's the way you talk. That's the way they used to talk. You have to say, ma, before when they now repeat it, you now be like, oh, okay, I get you now. So it was so therapeutic receiving therapy. So that was that was more like an understanding for me to embrace therapy, to understand that, okay, I cannot really figure it all out in my head because actually I've always felt like this Jagaban woman that I can do it on my own. If you know me, people that know me know that I'm that. I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. I'll do it well. I'll be fine. I can do it without anybody. I used to be that person. So, and like I said, healing is a journey. Healing is not. So far, you have a memory. It keeps coming. Different shades of how my mom died. What led to her death? What if it's spiritual? What if it's psychological? Okay. What if it's general? What if it's generational? What if it's genetic? What if sometimes you just start thinking, yes.
You've not been able to find answers to them.
Yes. If I find answers to them now, next week, ask me again. I'll be confused again. So I feel like it's something you have to keep check on yourself that, okay, I'm on the right path, right? Yes, I'm on the right path.
If you had to rate your healing journey from where you started by 100, where would you say you are now?
So I would say 70.
That's good.
The 70 is not based on how healed I am. I'm not judging from that. I'm judging from how very intentional I am with my sanity.
I mean, healing is a very intentional journey. Let's be truthful. It's painful. It's stressful. It's demanding.
Very, very.
It's uncomfortable.
Very, very uncomfortable.
It's nagging.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Actually.
It is intruding. Very intrusive. But the truth is, amidst all of this that's where the balance is.
Yeah.
Because consciously or unconsciously, your traumas are there.
Yes.
They are unnerving. They are deep down in the deepest spaces. They are in your unconscious words, your reactions, your opinions, your judgments. your thought processing.
Yeah.
Like you said, you literally go through something and then you decide that, okay, this is what it is. And then something happens again and it's not like you're back to the
Yeah,
beginning
you're back.
again.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I think that's like what you said, right? The idea of continuously going back to the drawing board where you can literally feel like, oh, I'm fine, I'm over this. But there are times when you can just suddenly start having some reactions or just seeing how something has become part of your personality. Beyond justifying, beyond using those points as justifications for your identity,
Yeah.
sometimes an intentional, thorough search into who you
Yes.
are
Who you are.
would help discover that no,
Yes.
some of these things are not who you are.
They're not.
Like some of these things can be who you are right
Yeah.
now, but you have the power to change it.
Yes, you
have
do.
the power to be better.
Yes.
You have the power to have it.
Actually, you can become whoever. Like I say it anywhere. You can become whoever you want to be. There was a time
long
I
as
used
you
to
do the
pray.
hard work.
Yeah. Yes. Now is that work? No, I remember there was a time I was really struggling to speak to speak English. It was really affecting my confidence and how confident I was. Yeah, and how I communicated, and I prayed that, see, God, I can't continue like this. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a public speaker. Why would I be how can I be a public speaker with this kind of English? Please. And there's a way I used to approach God, God, please. Okay, so, and over time, I look back and I'm like, thank you. Because the distance, the difference between where I was and where I am, God, is so long, it's so wide, it's so far apart. And I feel like you have to really, really put in the work, but then you can become whoever. I keep saying it. You can become whoever you want to be. Whoever. So whenever people say, is my mommy, is my daddy, the kind of family I was born into, it's more important to face who you are becoming. I know it's stressful sometimes. It's very stressful. Like you have not figured it out at 25. You're not even sure what you want to do yet. And what you are doing is like baby steps at 25. How will I be doing something that look like baby step at 25? And you are looking at people that are even younger than you and are good at what they do. So I want to understand that you are an architect to whatever you determine to do to achieve. This is not an aspire to acquire. This is not me doing that. This is me saying that it is practical. It's something that you can work out. You can decide. You can say, for this, for whatever my parents have done, for whatever my situation have done to me, I am not going to relax. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to say, that's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am has kept a lot of people behind bars. That's who I am has led a lot of people to an early grave. That's who I am has made a lot of people to be mediocres. That's who I am. That's how we do in our family. That's how we do. That's why you have not left the group chat. I don't know how to call it, but I mean, like, that's why you have not made any impact. That's why you are not different from the trends of the family. Sorry. That's why that's why you're not better. That's why you're not that person you want to be. Because the distance between yourself and who you want to be is that work. You cannot stop it. You cannot sugarcoat. You cannot say, let me just pass back. You cannot summarize it. You cannot jump. You cannot jump the process. It's there. I was talking to someone recently and the person told me, the fact that God has said that you can trust him. I mean, Psalm 125 verse 1 says that those that trust in the Lord, they shall be as strong as Mount Zion. But that does not skip the process. You will be as strong as Mount Zion, but God will give you situations where you have to be strong to prune you, to drill you. When it's done, even you will know that, this is different. You can look back and say, I am not the one that lost my mom. It's not me. Do you understand? It's 20 years now, by God's grace. I'm not the one. So I feel like it's interesting to understand that God is very intentional about your family. You see that your family that you hate. You see that your mommy, that your daddy, that your brother that wants to take life away from you, that wants to frustrate you, like that want to make you feel, or that your auntie that want to make you feel like the fact that you were born is a mistake. That is one of the trainings that you need to like become a better version of yourself. The truth is, Moses wouldn't have been able to like approach or go to certain places if he didn't have the kind of background he had, the kind of mindset he had. Moses had a very, very healthy mindset. Imagine God allowing him go through all that just so that he would lead the people of Israel. Do you think they will even respect him if he grew among them? Do you understand? But during the time that he was born, people were dying. Imagine Moses, 20 years later, smoking. And somebody's asking him, why are you smoking? And he's saying, because I was born during the time that they were killing everybody. And I don't have anything to do with my life. That is what a lot of us are doing. That's what most people are doing. They're just wallowing in, it's because you are giving God reason for what he planned. Is you. God brought you from heaven. Do you know how stressful it is? I don't know. I don't know too. God took his time to bring you from heaven to earth, to come and dwell among men and fulfill purpose. You're not blaming him for where he dropped you. You're supposed to like find your way from there. I mean, the truth is, I am not immune to pain. Everything is painful, even success. Everything is painful. You have to be able to choose which pain you want, the pain of regret or the pain of growth. Do you understand? You have to choose. Yes, you want to be able to choose that, okay, this is one road, this is another road. Which one is better? This is the road, this is the path where many people are trailing, and it's not good for me. It's negative. But I have to go. This road is narrow and I have to go alone. It's lonely and it's lonely. But I mean, lonely is also peaceful, right? But even in peace, there's loneliness. There's this that times when you want to party, even as an introvert. Do you understand? Even if you're an introvert in that lonely road, you want to party. Like, is that overwhelming? Loneliness, quietness, sanity. But you want to choose that path. You want to choose that pain. You want to choose to be there. It does not mean that it's not painful. Growth is painful. Healing is painful. But would you rather tell yourself something must kill a man? I can decide to do whatever I want in my life. You will still go through pain too. That's the truth. You might be thinking, oh, we only live once. You will also go through the pain of regret. You also go through the pain of, when others were building, I wasn't building. When others were doing this, I wasn't doing it. Why is my life like this after 20 years? I can't start. You have to go through one pain or the other. Choose which pain
you would
rather go through.
That's so good. That's so good. That's so profound. Oh my God, that's so good. And very true. Like, really, really true. So true. Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you. It's so beautiful to be able to see how real your sharing was. Like, so real. Being true to, okay, I was like this. Oh, okay. There's this place with people wallowing that I was. But beyond it, I feel like you can get out because I also got out. Thank you for being that voice that people can hear wherever they are, regardless of how lost it might seem, and then find their way out. Thank you, Esther. God bless you.
Amen.
Wait, so for people that are trying to find you, maybe there's somebody like me that hates going to the market and wants to get a thing or two, and it's like, okay, wow, it's so beautiful that there's somebody doing this business. I want to patronize you. Where can they find you?
So, my business name is Ket Shopping and Co. Ket, K-E-T. So you can find me on Instagram. Ket Shopping and Co. And our website is building.
On the go. All right.
Is coming up. So yeah.
So if with a DM on Instagram, we can reach you.
Yes, I'm always available, 100%. I am a full-blown personal shopper and freelance procurement officer. So whatever you need, like I'm a resource person, I can help you get whatever you need. And even if I can't get it, like
You know somebody that can.
I know somebody.
They have that group chat.
I am
that knows everything in Nigeria,
resourceful. I am,
any country, any state.
Ket is that resourceful.
Exactly.
Ket is that Ket is that resourceful. Will get you everything you need. So just reach out.
Dream the biggest dream and she'll find it. All right,
Yes.
Esther. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless.